Camp Randall Stadium in Madison for the WIAA State High School Football Championships here on Fox Sports Net. We start out the day in Division 7 where Belmont takes on Eau Claire Regis. And this is how each of these teams got here in Division 7 in the semifinal brackets. Belmont gets here with a 21-12 win over Gilman, and Eau Claire Regis tops Hilbert 37-22. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our broadcast here on Fox Sports Net along with Jamie Vanderveld. I'm Craig Shaw. Nice to have you with us this morning and over the course of the next 2 days for the State High School Football Championships. And, Jamie, we start out with this one with Eau Claire Regis. Boy, they are just running their way right to state, aren't they?
Yeah, you're exactly right. Coach Chris O'Connell from Regis has to be happy with his two running backs, Matt Wolf and Brady Murphy. If you look at their stats there, Brady Murphy's the tailback. He's rushed for over 1,500 yards, 21 touchdowns. And if you go to the other side with Matt Wolf, he's actually the leading rusher as their fullback with 23 touchdowns and over 1,500 yards. These two players drive this team both offensively and defensively. That typical Division 7 team running the ball for success.
Yeah, and on the other side for Belmont, you say running the ball for Regis. They are the rare Division 7 passing team as Brady Books, the quarterback. 3 touchdowns in that semifinal game. Look at his numbers, though. 18 touchdowns, only 8 interceptions on the season. Belmont and Eau Claire Regis Division 7 championship on the way next.
What's wrong, Wayne?
I just got to check on him.
Fox Sports Net are brought to you by Alliant Energy. We're on for you. By your local Wisconsin dairy producers who encourage you to enjoy cool, creamy chocolate milk and shake stuff up. Got milk? And by Rural Insurance, providing a full line of insurance products for Wisconsin families and businesses. Those brats and hot dogs sure look good here for an early morning kickoff in the Division 7 state championship between Belmont and Eau Claire Regis. Let's welcome in the third member of our broadcasting crew. Happy to have Rob Vogel along on the sidelines. Rob?
Thank you very much, Craig. Yes, brats, the breakfast of champions, no doubt about it. The fact that this game is being played in the morning, one of the keys to today's game, this early kickoff, means an early wake-up call for both teams. Eau Claire Regis stayed in Madison last night, as you might expect. But for Belmont, located about an hour southwest of Madison, well, they had a 6 a.m. wake-up call, 6:30 departure time from the school. Now, the parents of the Belmont Braves did help a little bit getting a jump start to the morning. We'll have more on that during the game. But let's send it back upstairs to Craig and Jamie, the men in charge of calling our entire crew with wake-up calls this morning. Craig?
You got that right. Glad you got ours, Rob. Nice to have you with us here. And we are ready to go in Division 7. Eau Claire Regis, a perfect record on the season, 13-0. Against Belmont, coming in with a 12-1 mark, and Eau Claire Regis will be kicking off. And the 2003 WIAA State Football Championships are underway, and the return coming up by Belmont. Their return men, Ben Carey, John Keys as well, and this one's going to be deep in their own territory to start out. Return back out to the 13-yard line. There's Brady Books. Saw those outstanding numbers, rather efficient, nearly 1,500 yards passing. And there's Scott Tolzman, head coach of Belmont. First trip ever to the state championship game for the Belmont Braves. And the handoff up to the 15-yard line to the Cenex starting lineups. There you see Brady Books in charge. And that offensive line, pretty experienced for Belmont as they get to the postseason this year and win their first postseason games ever and make it all the way to state. So gain of about 1, they'll call it 2nd down and 9. Elliot Golke, Andy Backham in the backfield. This goes to Golke, trying to turn the corner. That Regis defense, led by Paul Meir, makes the stop. Loss of a yard, maybe 2, as we take a look at the rest of the starting lineup for the Regis Ramblers, who were in this championship game a year ago and lost. So their goal is to get back. They've gone through the year unbeaten. And could they be taking the punishment out on the Belmont Braves? We will find out as this game progresses. Books now, the passing quarterback, facing facing a 3rd down and 12. Quick pass, and it falls incomplete out near the 25-yard line. He was looking for John Keys, one of his primary targets throughout the season. And now Belmont will be forced to punt.
Well, Brady Brooks had plenty of protection there from his offensive line. I think a little bit of big Camp Randall nerves got the best of him there. He had his receiver, just threw the ball a little too high.
You may turn that if you wish, but don't pick
Matt Wolf back to return this punt. Elliot Galk does the kicking duties for the Belmont Braves, and he is in his own end zone. Here comes a heavy rush, nearly blocked, and this punt will sail out near the 40-yard line, and Wolf will let it go. They're going to have wonderful field position inside Belmont territory at the 45-yard line, and we will take a break here at Camp Randall Stadium and come back to Division 7 championship game. Team looking for a WIAA state champion here in Division 7. Long-time coach. And Eau Claire, Brett Olson, a quarterback, number 4. He can throw the ball rather efficient as well. 12 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions on the season. Outstanding field position for Regis on their first offensive series here in the state championship game. The pitch goes back to Wolf, trying to turn the corner. Does, and knocked out of bounds, but not before he picks up a first down and a gain of about 12 yards. Down to the 33-yard line as we take a look at the Senex starting lineup on offense for Eau Claire Regis. Take a look at that offensive line. Ryan O'Connell, Chris O'Connell's son. A big boy anchoring that line, nearly 300 pounds.
On that last play, we're going to see this right here. Alex Sell, number 72. He's going to be the lead man for Matt Wolf. Getting to the outside, he picks up a nice block there, gets a deke leader, and seals that edge for Wolf.
First flags of the state championship tournament fly in, and we'll wait on the call. It's going to be offsides on Belmont. So after a gain of about 12, Belmont giving Regis a little easier time. First down and 5, and they'll mark it just inside the 29-yard line.
And this is not the way Belmont wanted to start out. They didn't get a good return when they had the ball. They had to punt the ball from their end zone. And now you have Regis on the move, working their way down to the end zone.
This time back to Murphy, to the right. Still on his feet, finally dragged down at the 12-yard line, and Eau Claire Regis continues to roll here on the opening series. That stop made by Brooks, the quarterback who also serves as a defensive back.
Watch the offensive line here. Matt Wolf turns back, picks up a block, seals that edge. Didn't catch the number there, but Regis doing an excellent job of getting to the outside, allowing their running backs to get upfield at the edge.
Good stiff arm by Murphy. Done that a few times throughout the year. Well, you pick up extra yardage, though.
You're exactly right. I don't think it matters who carries the ball here either, whether it's Wolf or Murphy. Believe it or not, the fullback's the leading rusher.
First down and 10 at the 11-yard line, and that Braves defense tightens up a bit. Stop there by Golke as we take a look at Golke and the rest of the crew on that defense for Belmont. Of course, when you're in Division 7, you're going to see a lot of the same names on both sides of the ball. Such the case, especially with the Belmont Braves.
Belmont looks to have about 30 guys on the field and the sideline. Take a look over there at Regis. They almost look like a Division I school with all the guys on the sideline.
This time Murphy tries to turn the corner. Does. Touchdown, Eau Claire Regis.
Untouched. His offensive line dominated the Braves on that whole series. Again, Regis having excellent success getting to the edge, getting to the outside. 3 big runs came on the stretch plays. Watch this to the right. Offensive line does a good job getting the second level. Fullbacks, lead blockers, linemen downfield. Brady Murphy goes in untouched.
So Murphy scores the first touchdown of this 2003 tournament. And a botched snap. Ryan Cornelier throws into the end zone and nearly the 2-point conversion, but that pass sails just a little bit wide. There's looking out there for Denny Berry on the broken snap.
Yeah, Denny's one of their tight ends, and he was back there, just couldn't quite come back to the ball.
They'll settle for 6. Here on their opening drive of the first quarter, and Ryan Cornelia resets the ball. It just falls off the tee again. There is a breeze here this morning swirling through Camp Randall Stadium. Brilliant sunshine and brilliant temperatures expected today, near record temperatures in the mid-60s. But you see the flag blowing.
We're being spoiled with this weather.
I'm telling you what, I have been down here in Madison since 1988 covering high school football, and I never remember being close to this warm.
I'll take it.
And you can see the wind helps a little bit there as the ball sails through the end zone on the touchback. So Belmont actually will take that because they were pinned deep back in their own territory in their first series on offense. So they'll start out 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Brady Books is back out. Books with 261 yards passing, 3 touchdowns in that semifinal win over Gilman. Got knocked out of the game in the 4th quarter twice, but came back. Tough kid. This pass sails a little bit wide, a little bit high for the intended receiver, John Keys.
Well, Belmont's got the right play called here because Regis decides to blitz 2 linebackers up the middle, take the snap, 1-step drop, throws it out to his receiver, just a little too high again. Early in the game, it almost seems like Books is having trouble adjusting because the field pitches towards the sidelines for drainage. Not as much as it used to since they put in this new field turf.
This time sweep to the right, and no doing. Eau Claire Regis in hot pursuit. It stops Andy Backup. Loss of about 3 yards back to the 17.
Watch the replay here. It's going to come right into your screen, right at the 20. Watch the linebacker step up. Takes 2 blockers. Watch Brady Murphy, 33 right there. Forces him out of bounds for a loss.
Eau Claire Regis pretty quick on defense. They've showed it so far in the first quarter. This time Books back to pass. Henry Rush lets one fly. A dangerous pass falls incomplete out near the 35-yard line. But Eau Claire Regis very quick on their feet, forcing the Belmont Braves 3 and out for the 2nd straight time.
Watch the pressure. Books is going to have to step up. He rolls a little bit to the left side of the pocket. His offensive line isn't able to pick up the Regis defensive line. Smart play, just throwing the ball away. But so far for the Braves, they have -5 yards offense.
So Golke forced to punt one more time. Matt Wolf is back to receive this. Line drive kick handled by Wolf and brought down to the 35-yard line. So again, outstanding field position for Eau Claire Regis. They will start at the Belmont Braves 35-yard line.
John Keys for the Braves steps up and makes that tackle right there. But again, the lack of offensive production for Belmont has really put them in a hole here early. Down 6-0, they get the ball back for the 2nd time. They lose yards on that series, force the punt deep in their own territory, and now all of a sudden the Ramblers have the ball on the 35-yard line going in.
Scott Tolzman, the head coach at Belmont, you know, he figured the momentum's got to be on Regis' side. They've got to be favored in this one. They have the tournament experience, but you don't want to give the ball each time in your own territory. But you got to give credit to Eau Claire's defense for setting up those deep punts.
Well, and there's a lot to be said from playing here before versus a team that hasn't been here before. You sit down in this stadium or you get down on this field and you kind of look around and you're in awe, even though the stands aren't all full, and but there's good amounts of people from these towns. It still sets you back a little bit. You're not used to playing in this kind of atmosphere.
Gain of 4, 2nd down to 3 from the 31-yard line. Braves jump on defense but get back. No flag. Murphy to the right. He's had success trying to turn the corner. He is a tough man to bring down as he falls inside the 20-yard line for another 1st down.
Regis has found success going to the outside, both to the left and to the right. Watch this play. He's going to follow Matt Wolf, 44, and Andrew Lorenz, number 45. Lorenz with a great down the field block. Wolf seals the edge. He turns it up, gets a couple more, and just like that, they have first down, and they're inside the 20-yard line.
Brady Murphy's numbers on the season, a 9-yard average.
Yeah, I'd give him the ball.
Yep. He's not giving it up here in the opening quarter of the state championship game either. And we mentioned off the top, Eau Claire Regis was going to run. When you have great field position, you have a great running game, you stick with your game plan.
Absolutely, and this time they run the ball up the middle for the first time, and they still pick up 2 or 3 yards here. So they're moving the ball forward on every play. They've yet to throw a pass because they've had so much run success. They haven't needed to. But look for it. It's going to come in this game at some point. With all this run success that Regis is having, they're going to keep running it, keep running it, keep running it, and they're going to set up a big play in the passing game at some point.
2nd and 8. Back to pass. It's complete. And he finds his receiver. Short gainer inside the 15-yard line. There's the pass made by Brett Olson.
Yeah, that's not the big pass play I was talking about. Belmont does a great job of staying with it. They run a little crossing pattern to try and confuse the defensive backs. But there you see it, 3 Braves right there to make that play. Finally brought down by John Keys, one of the senior captains on this team.
Andrew Lorenz on the reception. 3rd and about 5. Olsen again, this time looks in the end zone, and this one is incomplete.
That's close.
Very close. The pass juggled by Dustin Warner, and the official down on the play thought he did not have position. Here's one more look.
Freeze it. A little bit more. Forward, right there. Does he have the ball?
4th down, Gil. 4th down.
Tough to say. It almost looked like he had it. He bobbled it. He bobbles it early, but does he get it under control? 2 feet in. No, that's pretty tough.
Well, I'm going to guess by the way the official made the incompletion that he thought perhaps he didn't have possession. There's a field goal on the way, and it looks good.
No doubt on that kick. That
Cornelia, good leg.
Yeah, that would have been good from 35. We've seen him early now kick the ball through the end zone at a kickoff and pick up that field goal right there. Regis is able to get the snap down this time. They missed it on their touchdown or their extra point conversion earlier in the quarter.
Chris O'Connell, the head coach of Regis, has been told by the officials did not have possession on this catch. Well, non-catch as it turns out to be.
Yeah, he's got it pinned between his hand and his face mask, and I think this is a pretty good call by the official. Freeze it right there. Yeah, see that ball's on his face mask, pinned between his hand. That's a good call by the official. The official was right there.
You know, in another league, that would probably be a completion in another league. But this is high school football. And we have the advantage, of course, to look at it over and over again. Those are the tough calls that have to be made. 9-0 Regis. Another kickoff sailing into that end zone with the help of a stiff wind. Let's go down to Rob Bogle now with more of the Belmont Braves.
Thank you very much, Craig. You know, Belmont has not gotten off to the start they would have liked, obviously, at this game, but they have gotten off to good starts before each postseason game, including today. The Braves' parents have gotten together and cooked breakfast for the entire team before each of their playoff games. Of course, that's a little different today with such an early start time, so the parents did get together and make donuts and juice to the school before the team got on the bus to drive up to Madison for today's title game. Hoping some of that energy will kick in soon here for the Braves.
Wonder if they have any extras anywhere. This one nearly intercepted by Eau Claire Regis' John Wolf.
Books, he's under pressure a little bit. He throws this ball out there. He's thrown into the wind. John Wolf is able to be there, and he just drops this ball. But what Belmont's got to do is they just got to put a drive together and start getting first downs to chew up this clock and get some better field position for their defense if they have to punt.
They need a little confidence is what they need. And following the incompletion, they go to that run up the middle, and Eau Claire Regis, again, negative yards.
Yeah, the difference is right now is that Regis is playing in the Belmont Braves backfield right now on run plays. Regis' defensive line is able to get some penetration into the backfield a yard or two deep, and now we come up with another 3rd and long. We have 3rd and 11, so total offense for Belmont so far -6 yards.
Andy Backup, the leading rusher, just over 1,000 yards on the season, thrown for -1 there. Books back to pass, wide open receiver, flag down on the field following the incompletion, and he was looking out there for Kevin Franz, and this one's going to go against Eau Claire Regis.
Yeah, they're going to get another chance at this, but again, Books is under pressure. He doesn't have any time back there right now. Oh, they've changed it. One on each side.
Offsetting penalties. Got a roughing the quarterback call on Eau Claire Regis.
Watch this, 76 for Regis. Jim McFarland, he gets back there, he's almost untouched. And again, Books' throw is a little high, which is making me think that he's having trouble adjusting to the pitch of this field. It might be pitched a little bit more than a normal high school field. If they can give him some time, let him settle in, and he'll find his targets.
Illegal motion on Belmont nullifies that penalty on Eau Claire Regis, and another incompletion.
Yeah, and that ball's well overthrown. Well, if Belmont can get a good punt off here and stop the Ramblers on the other side of the 50, they give their defense a chance. It would really help them out right now, but their offense is struggling.
Golke back to punt, his 3rd punt of the opening quarter with 5:08 to go. And this time he feels the rush, going to pass, and this one is picked off. Paul Mears got it down to the 30 and finally pushed out of bounds to the 27-yard line. Perhaps punting in to that wind, they figure why not let one go.
Well, there's a flag down on the field as well in the 25-yard line. Yeah, you throw an interception there. I mean, their last punt was about as long, so Paul Mears picks up the interception and brings it back.
And the penalty on Belmont. Looks like they had an illegal man downfield. I would think the Regis would just take possession at the 27.
And he tries to sell the punt, but there's too much pressure. And now he's just throwing it up there and into a crowd of 4 Ramblers right there. I'll play the odds and guess that one of those guys is going to pick that off.
You know what, though? You have to do something. If that's the play you go with on 4th down, you have to let it go. And you hope to get enough arm strength, which he probably did punting into the wind the way the punts have gone so far. But Eau Claire Regis was all over it. Big run. Wolf right up the gut. Right near a 1st down.
Again, Alex Sell, number 72, one of the offensive linemen. He's a senior. He's going to pull to the right side of the play. He's going to get up in this hole. The lead blocker right there. Nice job downfield by the tight end. A good strong run by Matt Wolf. Yards after contact, breaking tackles.
Yeah, Big Farland, Sell, O'Connell, and the Crane brothers up front across that offensive line for Eau Claire Regis. Pick up a 1st down. They'll mark it at the 16. Murphy right up the middle, fighting for more yards. Gain of 7, maybe 8. Down to the 8-yard line. And we have an injured Belmont Brave on the field.
Same play, 2 plays in a row. They pull Sell, except this time they give it to Brady Murphy, who just runs over number 15, Elliot Golke, for the Braves. Golke never even saw him. And everything's working for Regis right now, offensively and defensively, for that matter.
Well, they're physical. They've had a lot of success with that running game. They've got the horses up front, so to say. And tell you what, 13-0 record. You go with what got you here.
Yeah, and it goes back. I'm going to go back to what I mentioned a little bit earlier about not being here before for Belmont. It's their 1st appearance, and if you go to Regis and take a look at it, it's their 2nd consecutive appearance. And even before WIAA and WIAA combined, Regis had been here or had won 3 other titles in the WISA before they combined with the WIAA. So Regis has had a long history of coming to Camp Randall and playing well here.
As I mentioned earlier as well, Belmont had not won a postseason game until this year. And so everything brand new to this Belmont community as far as the high school football success goes. And Rob mentioned it earlier. They're up here. 871 is the population of Belmont. And I'm guessing
they might all
that's
be
the
here.
attendance over there on the on that side of the field over on Camp Randall, hoping their injured player is going to be okay. Still don't have a number on who that is down there.
That's Galkey. He's
Galkey.
the one that got hit in the back by Brady Murphy coming through the hole. He never even saw Murphy, and Murphy just ran him over. So hopefully he just got the wind knocked out of him. It's nothing serious. They're taking a look at the back. He's gonna have a nice little bruise there, but hopefully it's not serious and he can get back in the game because he's a big part of the Belmont success.
Let's check in now with Rob Vogel on the sideline.
Well, Craig and Jay, obviously no team can afford to lose a key player to injury, but especially Belmont. They only have 27 players suited up for today's championship game, and most of those players, especially the skill ones, play on both sides of the ball, so you know that fatigue could be an issue later in the game. So losing a player this early to injury, especially critical for Belmont.
Yeah, there's no question about that, and you see where Golke goes down, and I'm not quite sure if he got hit before that or not, but
yeah.
Good news is you see him walking off on his own power.
Well, again,
holding his back, however, he has his hand back.
Yeah, the offensive line for Regis does a great job opening up a big hole, and in that hole, Galkey gets turned around a little bit, and he never even sees it coming, but Brady Murphy's carrying the ball and just gives him a nice punishing blow, and unfortunately, Galkey's hurt by it. Hopefully he can get back in the game.
So Golke back over to the sideline. Eau Claire Regis back on offense. 2nd down and 2 from the Belmont 8. Wolf inside handoff. Looks like he has picked up a 1st down to the 5-yard line. 1st and goal there for Eau Claire Regis, already leading 9-0 in this game.
Yeah, and they're definitely taking it to this Braves team. A big physical team for Regis. They've been here before. They have the experience, and they've gotten off to a fast start here. There's a Galkey there. I think he's just trying to catch his breath right now.
1st and goal for the Ramblers at the 5. Wolf inside, touchdown. Eau Claire Regis. Matt Wolf, 2nd touchdown of the opening quarter for the Ramblers.
Nothing fancy about this play. They've had a lot of success with Alex Sell, number 72, pulling. He's going to pull to the right. Here's Alex Sell right here. He's going to pull down here, and it's supposed to be a kick out, but they close it, so he just seals it off. And you're going to watch Wolf wrap right around it. Excellent job by Alex Sell wrapping that pull when he gets into the lineman and sealing that edge.
Cornelia, the extra point is good. And now Eau Claire Regis is up 16-0. As you take a look at Matt Wolf here in the Division 7 championship game, his club up big already. Coming up at 1 o'clock today, the Division 6 State Football Championship, St. Mary's Springs and Stratford. We have the first of 7 for you right here on Fox Sports Net over the course of 2 days. Look at the first 3 drives for Eau Claire Regis. You can tell outstanding field position, touchdown, field goal, touchdown, though, no matter where you are in the field, that's what you want to produce.
Points on drives, and they've had field position the whole way through. 14 offensive plays, and nothing has stopped them.
Yeah, three scores and 94 total yards for Eau Claire Regis. Take that short field and go with it.
Yeah, and they're going to have to do it offensively because, unfortunately, the way that Regis' kicker, Ryan Cornelia, is kicking the ball, the last 2 times he's kicked it off, he's kicked it through the end zone, so the kickoff return team for Belmont has no chance of getting a return.
Murphy and Wolf. Murphy with 5 carries, Wolf with 6. We talked about the balance off the top. This one short. Flag comes flying in. Is Belmont thinking maybe it has good field position, and they may not come out of there with such great field position.
Number 7, Killian Murphy.
And it's going to go against the Braves.
Well, and this is still going to be their best field position of the day, even after they mark off this penalty. But it's unfortunate. They get an opportunity because Cornelier doesn't kick this ball into the end zone. They get a nice return out of it. But it's going to come back.
Scott Tolzman a little perplexed here in the opening quarter. It's not easy turning your team around when they're already down like this. Get the holding call against the Braves, so that'll move the ball back to the 27-yard line. We'll see total yards. Belmont, they need to get rid of that minus sign right there in front of that number 5. See what they can do here. Looks back to pass. This one's going to fall incomplete again. Maybe a little miscommunication there.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me, because Keys, the wide receiver, is cutting inside. He's breaking his route off to the inside, and Books throws this ball out to the outside. So I think a little miscommunication. Books had to get rid of this ball. He's under pressure there. And there you see Keys. He's inside. The ball's outside. So those two have to get on the same page.
Books handoff straight ahead. And some positive yards there for the Belmont Braves. As Jesse Waiting takes it straight ahead for a good gain. They'll mark it up to the 32-yard line.
Yeah, and Jesse does a great job in the hole of shaking a tackle. Otherwise, he's stopped at the line of scrimmage. But he shakes that first tackler, picks up those 5 yards. Now they have it's still 3rd and long, but they have a better opportunity of picking up this first down than they have in the last 3 series.
Looks back to pass. Pressure, looks downfield. This one falls incomplete again. And good coverage there by Paul Muir.
Yeah, again, he's going to John Keys, and Keys isn't open here at all. That's the other thing. The receivers have to do a little better job of getting some separation out there and give themselves an opportunity to catch a ball, because right now the Regis defensive backs have been all over him.
So another punting situation.
Brady Books, number 19, back to punt.
This time Books is going to punt it, and flags come flying in before he can kick this ball away. I'll tell you what, this ball went sailing high in the air and stopped. There is a stiff breeze that the Braves have gone against. And another procedure call on Scott Tolzman's glove. With Golke's injury, he's the punter. Books will now do the punting, as you see Golke there on the sideline. Looks to be in some pain, Jamie. That back injury.
Yeah, he took a shot from it right in the ribs, but on the backside. Probably lost his breath, but probably also took a bruise.
Wolf fumbles, picks it up. On the run. And it's dragged down inside Braves territory again at the 44-yard line. But another flag at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and this one's going to be a personal foul. I don't know if it's going to be on Belmont or Regis, but there's an official breaking 2 guys up there at the line of scrimmage. Actually blew his whistle away from the ball before the play was even over. I was wondering what was going on, and
yeah, I heard
those
that
2 guys
too.
were going at it.
Maybe a reaction of, hey guys. And this could turn out to be offsetting as well, but we will wait for the call.
Offsetting.
So offsetting personal foul.
Way in the background here, it's going to be in line with the goalpost. You see 2 guys on the ground right there at the very top of the screen, and they're just takedown 2.
They're just wrestling
going at
down
it.
there, aren't they?
Huge block by number 85, Andrew Miller, one of the backup tight ends on this team on that return. So we're going to do this again.
One more punt. Seems like It's our third punt for third try here, right?
Yeah.
Brooks is getting a good warm-up there in Golke's spot. Good punt this time. And the ball rolls out of bounds at the 38. So Brooks does his job, and no flags on the field, so this one will stand. And Eau Claire Regis will take over. Their worst field position so far this game.
Yeah, their worst.
38.
I was going to say it's at the 38-yard line. Unfortunately for Belmont, they haven't been able to stop this Regis offense, so something has to change in this Braves defensive huddle. They have to turn it up a little bit and stop this effective running game that the Ramblers have going. And with one of their best players, Elliot Galkey, not on the field right now because he's injured, it's going to make it that much tougher.
From the 38.
Gone here.
Pass complete. Still on his feet. That's John Wolf. Continues to break tackles and finally brought down inside the 20-yard line. He just kept running.
Yeah, great job of staying alive. He could have easily gone out of bounds when he got close to some contact, but instead he turns it back inside. No pressure, that's all late, it doesn't matter. And here's Wolf, great cut right there. And he just stays alive. He protects the ball with two hands when he gets in a crowd. Right there, nobody's going to strip that out of him. Missed tackles, nice cut again, a missed tackle, and finally brought down.
John Wolf, 45-yard pickup on the pass from Brett Olson. Wolf only a sophomore.
Well, Belmont calls the timeout here. They got to get something going. Scott Tolzman is trying to motivate his crowd over there. I'm glad I'm up here.
Our Fox microphones are not in that huddle right now.
It might be a good thing.
Probably is a good thing, but you don't need a microphone there. You know what's going on.
You got to do something to get this crowd get this defense motivated and back into the game.
Well, there's the awe of being here for the first time, and there's the other big factor, though, is Eau Claire Regis has come out about as strong as you could possibly ask for.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Belmont, if they did come out and they were a little awestruck before they realize it, they're down 16 points in the first quarter.
Yeah, that's a tough thing about high school football, though. No matter what game of the year you're playing, it's tough to come back. Right. 2:08 here in the opening quarter. Ball's at the 17-yard line of the Braves for Eau Claire Regis. Murphy. Another nice pickup of 8, maybe 9 yards as he gets inside the 10-yard line. Murphy and Wolf already a touchdown apiece for Eau Claire Regis' offense.
Watch the stretch play. He's going to follow his blockers. Good patience of letting his blockers get in there and letting the hole develop. And again, positive yards on first down. Second down and 1 on the 9-yard line.
Wolf takes it inside. Down to the 5, pickup of about 2 yards.
And if you watch that last play, you can see the offensive line for Regis just driving the Braves off the ball. 3-4 yards. It's second down and 1, and they pick up 4 and 5 yards. It's making it extremely difficult for them.
Saw big Jim McFarland.
That's 77 right there. That's Ryan O'Connell.
Ryan O'Connell, yep.
He's only 295 pounds. That's a big center.
That defense around a little bit. Murphy, touchdown Eau Claire Regis. Third touchdown of the opening quarter for the Ramblers, and they extend their lead on the Belmont Braves.
And Belmont's got this stopped right at the line of scrimmage. One of their defensive linemen, Josh Buttress, is going to be on the right side. Steps up, shakes a block, but he just doesn't wrap up. Missed tackles on this drive have killed Belmont.
Number 17.
Have an opportunity to make the play, you got to make sure you finish it.
Leave him alone in the center. Orange.
They're here, one of the officials.
You can hear one of the officials. We do have him mic'd up. They'll go for 2 on the pass, and this one falls incomplete. Cornelia looked like that one was planned.
Yeah, well, the ball was directly snapped by Cornelia. And they send out number 86, Denny Berry, the tight end they threw it to on the botch snap earlier. It's just Berry's open early, and by the time the ball's there, it's overthrown and it's too late. He's open right there. You got to lead him. The ball's high and behind him. You got to lead him a little bit. There's a lot of end zone to work with yet.
So Eau Claire Regis, 3 touchdowns and a field goal, but 2 of those touchdowns they have failed on the extra point attempts. So it is 22-0.
We're still in the first quarter.
And it is the first quarter. You saw those young Eau Claire Regis fans. You know, it's something, you know, in the small communities, at the smaller schools, the support, and you hear this all the time. A guy like Brady Books, the quarterback for the Belmont Braves, you know, he's in 3rd grade when he's watching his brother playing football, and back in the mid-90s, finally getting the team over the hump that stops a 44-game losing streak. And from there, they slowly finally brought it up to this year. Coming up on Sunday on Fox Sports, it's the Packers and 49ers. Key game for both clubs, still fighting for playoff position in the NFC. It all starts at noon on Fox Sports. A very windy day in Madison, but very warm. Belmont starting out at their 20. A couple of yards there, as it's good to see Elliot Golke back in the game for the Belmont Braves.
Yeah, this is the biggest game that Belmont's ever been in, and if he took that shot and lost his win for a little while, as soon as he got it back, he knew he'd come back. Good to see him back in the game. Belmont can definitely use him.
You know, Golke only a sophomore, by the way. Oh, by the way, right? Books on the keeper. First down for the Braves, and knocked out of bounds at the 40-yard line. First down of the game for the Belmont Braves, and some very positive yards. Good start there on this series.
You see him rolling out to the right. He does a good job when he fakes that handoff. He does a good job of hiding the ball on his left hip. Get the ball in the hands of your best athletes, and Books is definitely one of their better athletes. There you see it. That's kind of the story of the first quarter. 1 first down to 8.
First down at the 40. Finally some breathing room. Every rush. Pass complete over the middle. And suddenly the Braves have opened things up. Just needed a little bit of confidence there as John Keys makes the reception. The first completion of the morning as well.
Yeah, watch the protection here. He's got to get rid of this ball because he takes a shot at the end right there. But Keys does a good job. Runs a nice route. Gets that separation I had mentioned earlier. The receivers weren't open earlier. This time he gets open. Brooks throws him a nice pass. And 2 first downs back to back.
And the final seconds tick away here in the opening quarter. But the Belmont Braves down 22-0. A little momentum here as they'll start out the second quarter when we come back. The Capitol, it's beautiful. Second quarter underway. Division 7 State Football Championship. Regis leading Belmont, flags flying in again, and we've had a lot of penalties here in the first half. Movement again.
Yeah, 74, John Weddick, one of the offensive tackles, the left tackle. He just gets a little too excited and pops out of his stance here. Oh. And he knew it.
He knows it. Look at that. Well, what do you do, right?
Like
what do you do?
Everybody's looking at you. There's nothing like it. It's a horrible feeling. You can't have mistakes like that in Belmont right now. You finally have some momentum going. You can't afford to make some mental errors and slow your momentum.
And again, movement.
And this one's on Brian Dobrecht, the left guard. So the left side of that offensive line.
Boy, this is tough. So much for momentum for Belmont. As you mentioned, this is not what you want to do.
No,
probably the understatement of the year, but I guess it needs to be said.
You know, first downs were tough coming for Belmont until the last 2 plays, and now they got a 1st and 20. Trying
to get some of those yards back. And his Golke.
Man, that's a good run up right up the middle. The offensive line does a good job staying on the Regis defensive line and covering guys up, allowing Golke to pick his spots to make his cuts. And he picks up 9 yards on that play, so now they have a 2nd and 11. And this is their best field position of the day. They're on the 49-yard line.
Gain of 9 from Golke. Looks back the pass over the middle. This one is intercepted. Eau Claire Regis' John Wolf has the football. Still on his feet. Look at him go. A nice return all the way down inside the 40-yard line of the Belmont Braves. And I'll tell you right now, this John Wolf sophomore is impressive. He's slippery. Can't bring him down.
Yeah, Books throws a bullet right here. Unfortunately, it's a little high for his receiver. And we saw Wolf earlier in the first quarter on offense take a pass and make guys miss all over the field and picked up 45 yards. This time he does much of the same and gives his offense the ball back on the 38-yard line.
Second turnover for Belmont.
Second turnover, but again, that stops the momentum that they had going. That was so tough to get. 2 first downs and an interception.
Well, then the penalties, I mean, it just makes you change your game plan.
Yep.
Matt Wolf with the carry.
Wolf with the carry for Eau Claire Regis.
Josh Buttress.
Maybe 3 down to the 35.
You got 2nd down and 11, 2nd and long. You might call a play that you don't normally call if you got 2nd and short and take a chance like that. Mistakes kill you.
Wolf. Keeps his head down after losing his balance a little bit. Another gainer, though. Sets up 3rd down and about 4, maybe 5.
Yeah, Belmont's defense has stepped it up on this drive. 2 plays in a row now. They've held Regis to shorter gains. Early in the first quarter, they could not keep Regis from rushing for more than 10, 11 yards on every play. You got to stop them short, force them to do something they don't normally do. So on 3rd and 4, Belmont's trying to make the stand.
Wolf trying to turn the corner, and the Belmont Braves defense comes up big on 3rd down and 4, maybe a yard. And this could be, though, 4-down territory for Regis, up 22-0.
Well, I think this is going to be they're going to go for it here on 4th down, but they pull another offensive lineman. Except that Belmont gets some penetration up the field and gives the rest of the defense enough time to catch up.
There's Josh Buttress on the stop for the Braves.
You know, we've seen Ryan Cornelia kick the ball. He's got a pretty good leg, but into this wind, I don't think he can make it from here.
It's a stiff wind as they switch sides. This time Murphy looks like he picked up the 1st down, possibly fumble. Braves say they have it, and they do. First turnover of the game for Eau Claire Regis. 4th down and 3, had the 1st down, but hey, the Braves coming up big on defense here, stripping that ball away.
Good job by Regis getting a nice big hole open there. Number 88 for Belmont, Ryan Klein, almost looks like he just takes the ball out of his arms.
Travis Mester, number 7, came up with the loose ball for Belmont, so they have it back at their own 27, 1st down and 10. That spread offense, 4 receivers out, pass complete, and this time he hits John Keys. Good gainer.
Yeah, a little different play. We haven't seen this out of Belmont yet, but Andy Backup, number 17, is another receiver. You're going to see him pick up a block here. He's right here. He's going to come. Oh, that's the receiver. I apologize. But there's Backup, and he picks up that block. And they pick up 9 yards on 1st down there.
John Keys, season numbers, 9 touchdowns.
Ryan O'Connell, the center, also a starting nose tackle for Regis, jumps off sides here. So Belmont's going to pick up a 1st down here off a penalty.
lot of penalties in this game so far. Kind of surprising. 7 total. First one technically on Regis. We've had some offsetting calls.
Gone here, gone here.
Long pass. Oh! Ball's incomplete. Looking for Kevin Franz.
Franz goes up as high as he possibly can to try and bring this ball down. It hits him in the hands. He almost gets it. But number 33, Brady Murphy, he's got the coverage on him at the top of the screen. Just as Franz, it bounces right off, but he pays the price too.
Franz at 6'1". If he was 6'2", maybe he gets it.
That's a tough catch. The ball's thrown a little bit higher, right at the very top of his jump. He's got his hands on it, but he's looking right back into the sun as well.
That's something different, you know, playing at 10 in the morning.
Yeah.
You know, these guys mostly play Friday nights, obviously, during the regular season. And then the playoffs, you mix in a Saturday afternoon game. But 10 a.m.,
yeah, this
and that
is like
sun
playing
is directly in the end zone.
This is like going back playing junior varsity ball or freshman ball.
Sure. 2nd and 10 following the incompletion. Pass on the way, and good break up there by Eau Claire Regis. Coming out on defense, yeah. Alex Sell.
He's a
from
defensive lineman, that's right. He's the offensive lineman we've seen pull all over the place, so we know he can run. This time they drop him from his end position, and he gets in there and breaks up that pass. Brady Books gets hit at the end of that play. He's taken quite a few shots early in this game. Belmont's got to do a little better job giving him a little bit more time. Let him find his receivers.
Credit Chris O'Connell's defense. If you can throw your lineman out and run him as a defensive back and still get pressure on the quarterback. This one simply dropped.
John Keys looking back into that sun. It doesn't seem like much when you're sitting at home watching this game, but if you look, he's looking right back into the sun right now, and this hits him in the hands, and he almost pulls this in. And it almost looks like he looks away before he's got it.
I think he knew he had it, and in one of those cases, you have to catch the ball before you can run with it. There's a look at that low-lying sun, but it is gorgeous here.
You see some of the new construction here at Camp Randall.
White wants a timeout.
And Eau Claire Regis calls timeout. That'll be their first of the half. Belmont's already burned a timeout. 8:06 to go here in the second quarter. And the Ramblers making sure that special teams game is set on 4th down and 10.
Well, their punt return team has had a lot of reps here early in this game. I think they got it exactly how they want it.
Let's go down to the sideline to Rob Vogel with more on the Belmont Braves.
Well, Craig, we're always looking for trends going into these championship games, and one trend is definitely going to be thrown out the window by game's end. Belmont has given up only 22 points all postseason entering today's game. They've already given up 22 in just over a quarter, but Regis, they're 22 points, right on track for what they're normally doing. 37 points a game is their average. So far, they're well on their way to avenging their loss in last year's title game. Craig?
Yeah, that was a tough one last year for Eau Claire Regis. Lost to Cambria Friesland 14-10 in last year's championship game. Big deflected pass turned into a 25-yard touchdown catch in the 4th quarter on a loss in that. So you tell me they have been thinking about that all year, going through the season unbeaten. As we see a injured Regis player there getting some ice on the shoulder. It's Murphy, we've been told.
It's gone, it's gone.
Here's a high spiraling punt. Fumbled near the 20 and recovered there by Matt Wolf.
He pays the price. Takes a shot as he's going to cover up this ball.
Taking the timeout, coming back. Eau Claire Regis up by 22. Steel beam.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
A lot of construction workers on hand. Taking a break and peeking in on our high school state championships here in 2003 for the WIAA. High above Camp Randall Stadium. Got some new luxury boxes going in, some new suites. John Wolf on the run down near the 40-yard line.
Well, and all this kid does is break tackles because he's stopped for no gain at the line of scrimmage, and he just never stops his feet. breaks through the tackle and turns the corner and picks up all that extra yardage, yards after contact. He stopped, and he just runs right out of it. You know, and he is in right now because Brady Murphy, number 33, is on the sidelines with an ice pack on his shoulder. I don't know how serious that is, but that's not a good sign, so he may not be returning to this game.
But Eau Claire Regis sees the future in John Wolf, the sophomore. Big 45-yard reception already. Interception return already. They'll go with the veteran and Wolf. And it looks like another first down for Eau Claire Regis just inside Belmont territory at the 50-yard line.
Offensive line just taking it to the Belmont front seven. Doing a great job of covering up offensive line, or excuse me, defensive linemen, but also getting to that second level where the linebackers run around. If you're a defensive lineman, you want to take up two guys so your linebackers step up and make a tackle. But right now, that's just not happening for Belmont.
Rob's got an update on the injuries. Rob?
Craig, I can update you on Brady Murphy's injury. He does have an injury to his shoulder. It's a stinger is what they're calling it. Ice on it right now. They will evaluate him at halftime as to whether or not he can come back in the second half. But right now they're saying Brady Murphy should be okay. Back up to you.
All right, thank you. That last play to Dustin Warner. There's Murphy on the sideline.
Not a bad day.
It looks like a football player right now, though, doesn't he? Got the ice packs. He's got the black eye. Probably a little tape.
It almost looks like he's got some extra pads taped to his skull.
I'm telling you right now, folks, this telestrator is going to be dangerous for Jamie Vanderbilt over the next 2 days.
It's like a new toy.
Yeah, is that little Keanu Reeves look out of the Matrix? You think?
Who knows? It could be. Never seen that before. Right there.
He's got 4 of them.
Yeah, it almost, honestly, I wasn't joking when I said it almost looks like he's got extra pads taped.
That's the pressure points.
Hey.
Those is pressure points? Is that where maybe relieves stress? Possibly. Maybe I should try that.
I don't know, but it must be working.
Hopefully he'll be back on the field after getting a little ice on that shoulder. 1st and 10 for Regis. Wolf has some running room. Chased out of bounds at the 25-yard line as he continues to rumble while his teammates over on the sideline.
Yeah, and if you watch this Regis offensive line and the leading fullback, I mean, they're putting guys on their backs. Excellent patience by Wolf to wait for this hole to develop. Right there, he stops and sees it, gets to the edge. He's a good player. This front seven for Regis is just taking it to Belmont right now.
Another first down at the 25. This time Wolf stopped in the backfield. And the first to jump in back there is 66. It's Josh Buttress again.
Yeah, and we saw him get off a block on a missed tackle that they ended up scoring a touchdown on. This time he gets off the block at Kevin Crane, number 63. And Buttress doesn't make the same mistake twice. He wraps up and makes a nice tackle for loss, bringing up a 2nd and 12.
Last time Regis was this deep, the Braves got pretty tough back there on defense. Forced a turnover. This time Wolf, lot of running room inside the 20. Big hit. Twists his way inside the 10. A little speed, a little power, and 1st and goal.
Oh, this is a great job by the quarterback, Brett Olson, number 4. Watch him ball fake. He gets that ball up way high. And it fools everybody because Belmont's linebackers drop back. Watch this fake. He gets that up in that shoulder, fakes the throw, or at least shows like he's going to throw, and then gives it to Wolf. Wolf, strong running downfield. The offensive line does a good job of covering up the defensive linemen, taking them where they want to go to create that hole.
91 yards already for Wolf on the ground in the first half. This time, John Wolf the carry inside the 5. Was 1st and goal from the 9.
Tackled by number 89.
Well, we knew coming into the game that the Ramblers were going to win this game or lose this game by running the ball. And so far, they put up 22 points on this Belmont defense. Belmont has the most points they gave up all year was 20 points in one of their conference games.
Second and goal. Not a whole lot of running room right there.
Good job by the by the Braves stepping up, getting off blocks, wrapping up a couple big hits down there. You hear the pads.
Tackled by number 19, Gregory Foot. Loss of a yard on the play. Brings up third down and goal from the 3-yard line.
Jeff Beasley, Glenn Golke, Jeff Hodson, some of the assistant coaches for the Belmont Braves. Third down and goal from the 3. Wolf tries to break outside, comes up short. He's brought down at the 2. Brady Books there helped leading the defensive attack to stop him from getting into the end zone for Belmont.
How many different stickers does Regis have on their helmets? They got stars, they got footballs. If he turns around, he's got some skull and crossbones. Looks like he's got some 4-leaf clovers. There's a skull and crossbones. There's some tomahawk chops.
Well, then there's tape on the hair too. Once you take the helmet off, there's some meaning there.
Maybe they ran out of everything and just started throwing whatever they had on there.
You got to have a meaning.
Looks like a lot of guys got them.
Fourth down and goal from the 2, and Regis calls a timeout.
Time of possession right now. Regis has had the ball for over 14 minutes versus Belmont 7 minutes and 8 seconds.
In the plays, there are 31 plays so far for Regis, 22 for Belmont. They have the ball 9 more times and doubling the clock. It's something.
Yeah, again, it's because of the run game and the success they've had. They've had a lot of success running off tackle, getting to the outside. That front 7's pretty strong for Regis. So they're going to go for it on 4th and 2. 4th and goal on the 2.
Olsen over center, inside handoff, touchdown Eau Claire Regis. Going to his big fullback. It's Andrew Lorenz getting into the end zone for the Ramblers.
Well, and you got to give your fullback a piece of the pie because he's done a great job blocking for your tailbacks so far in this game. He's been the lead blocker in quite a few of their big runs. This time Andrew just hides behind his offensive line and lets them do the work. And he gets in there pretty easily. Good job again by the offensive line of Regis, creating a hole.
Cornelia in for the extra point, and this one is blocked away. So Regis holds on a 28-0 lead over Belmont. 2:37 to go before halftime. Scores another Regis touchdown. Here in the second quarter, already 28-0 is the scoring drive. 11 plays, 77 yards. They chew up 5:20 off the clock, and Lorenz the 2-yard touchdown run. By far, Regis' longest drive of the game. They've had a short field to work with. This return taken by Franz for the Braves. And he brings it up near the 30-yard line, and it'll be 1st and 10 from there for the Braves, who that wide open spread offense. Let's see what the 2-minute drill is all about with 2:31 to go. I'm sure they'll pressure to get that something on the board here before halftime. Wind at their back.
Yeah, you'd almost think that they'd go no huddle, just kind of speed up their momentum a little bit, give their team a little bit of rhythm.
Straight back in the pocket, Books. One receiver out. Here's the toss, and it is complete. And he finds John Keys.
And he gets out of bounds to stop the clock as well.
Well, mark it at the 47.
Watch the ISO. He's trying to beat the block or beat the defensive back. Makes a nice cut there. A nicely thrown ball over the outside shoulder. Sun didn't bother him there.
That's true one-on-one there, isn't it?
Yeah. Somebody's got to win. And that time John Keys beat him.
Books, nowhere to go there. Denny Berry gets in there for Regis and sacks Books.
Yeah, you could see this play. They ran this earlier in the game. They faked the handoff. They try and roll Books out. They got 74, John Weddick for Belmont, upfield blocking. It's just that this time Regis doesn't fall for the fake. They end up tackling Books for a loss, a 9-yard loss, giving him 2nd and 19.
Denny Berry came in with 11 sacks on the season. Books back to pass, throws one over the middle. This one is not intercepted. Very close near the 4-5-yard line, but Dustin Warner may have scooped that ball off the turf.
Yeah, I think it hit the turf just before he gets there. Right there, little bounce. He short hopped it. But on the other side of the ball, Books is just taking a pounding every time he goes back to throw the ball. And every time he hits the ground, he's a little slower getting back up.
Well, he went out of the state semifinal game last week against Gilman in the 4th quarter a couple of times, still came back. And there are the numbers. One of the storylines today, no success passing the football.
Yeah, what you didn't see on that that stat card you put up was that the amount of hurries or hits he's had too.
Quick pass. And it is complete. And still on his feet with the football.
Nice job by Elliot Galkey running across the field, picking up positive yardage. Belmont's got to hurry up a little bit. They only have a minute and 20 seconds left in the half, and the clock's running. Good protection. And he takes a little shot at the end, but Galkey cuts this all the way across the field. Breaking tacklers, nice stiff arm on Wolf. Watch this right here. Boom. Doesn't take much, but it's enough. And brought down by the other Wolf.
So timeout taken by Belmont. They have one remaining with 1:09 to go, and a big one with 4th down and 6 of the ball at midfield. One of these times, so Jamie, you know, you're down by 4 touchdowns. It's 28-0. You say go for it, or you know, if you don't make it, then the thing is, Eau Claire Regis comes out of there with great field position. And still something with a minute to work with, potentially.
Well, yeah, it's a tough call right now for Belmont. I think this is really tough.
It appears as though they will go for it.
I would almost punt this ball away and be satisfied going in there that Regis isn't going to put up any more points, hopefully, this half. Because you're right, if you go for it here and don't get it, Regis has shown that they can cover ground pretty quickly. I mean, they had a 4-play scoring drive, a 6-play scoring drive. The last scoring drive was 11. That's not typical of what they've done today.
See the 4th down conversion numbers.
White wants a time.
And now Regis calls a timeout. So I think they wanted to see what Belmont was going to come out and show them. Are you going to go for it? Sure. So Regis calls their final timeout with 1:09 on the clock. Maybe a little confusion down there in the sideline. Ramblers playing in their 2nd straight state title game. 3 playoff appearances, 3 state titles in 10 WISA appearances. Won that small Clover Belt Conference. Put up some big numbers in the postseason. 63 against Cornell. 61 against Port Edwards. And then they beat defending Division 6 state runner-up Hilbert 37-22 in the playoffs as well. Semifinal game last Saturday. On 4th and 6, Belmont goes for it. Books back to pass, rolls to his right. No running room, and he gets stopped shy of the 1st down. And Eau Claire Regis, with an even 60 seconds to go, will take over. I'll tell you right now, Brady Books is slow to get up, and he is taking some pops, Jamie, as you mentioned.
Yeah, unfortunately, though, he plays defense as well, so hopefully he'll be able to come back and finish out this half. But he is taking some big shots, whether it's been before the ball's thrown, after the ball's thrown, running the ball, and it seems to be catching up with him right now. This play just takes too long to develop. They try and seal the edge, right there, number 86, Danny Berry.
Oh, you just get
runs him down.
sandwiched. I'll tell you right now, that's a lot to ask of the quarterback right now with that speed on defense of Eau Claire
Yeah,
Regis.
and you know, he's rolling out one way, coming back the other way. He's running 25 yards before he runs for anything positive.
Regis right up the middle. They have no timeouts left here, and they don't seem to be in any hurry to get back to the line of scrimmage, up 28-0 already, and under a minute to go here in the first half.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they're pretty content here for the first half, up 28 points.
Not much has gone against this Rambler squad here in the Division 7 state championship game.
There's Alex Sell, number 72. Done a great job, both offensively and defensively. They pulled him a lot on offense, and he's sealed the edge on a couple nice traps. Gotten downfield for his running backs.
Hold it, Tom, hold it, Tom, hold it, Tom, hold it, Tom,
Flag comes in, delay game against Eau Claire Regis. At least the preliminary call. As the clock winds down to 16 seconds here before the end of the first half. It has been a long first half here in Division 7. Game started at 10:05.
Well, we had an injury. We had a few timeouts.
Yep. And they're going to wave off the flag.
3 penalties on one punt. So they get the clock rolling, and there's less than 10 seconds in the first half.
And that will bring an end now to the first half with Eau Claire Regis using the ground game, some great field position to roll up a 28-0 first half lead over the Belmont Braves. Regis, a perfect season so far at 13-0, and there's no reason to believe right now why this team, unless something terribly goes wrong in the second half, can't keep things going. They have played a tremendous first half of football here in the state championship game after losing a year ago in a tough one in the final quarter. Well, let's go to Rob Bogo, standing by with head coach Chris O'Connell of Ramblers.
Thank you very much, Greg. And coaches always want to get their teams off to a good start, especially in a championship game. I imagine you can't draw it up much better than the way your team started so far.
The kids prepared very hard for this game against a very tough and a very explosive Belmont team.
You still have half a game to go with the big league. What do you tell the kids at halftime to make sure they keep this momentum going?
We always call it 0-0 at halftime. Go back to fundamentals of blocking and tackling and just keep working as hard as you can.
Thanks very much, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you very much.
Let's send it back upstairs to you, Greg.
All right, thanks a lot. Got to keep working. That's good words from the head coaches. Eau Claire Regis has really worked offensively and defensively here in the first half. We'll be back after these messages and a word from the WIAA. Regis leads Belmont 28-0.
Division 7 championship. Regis leading Belmont 28-0. Joining me now is Associate Director of WIAA, Deb Hauser. Deb, it's a beautiful day out here. This is not football weather in November.
Well, 2 weeks ago at state soccer wasn't nearly this warm. This is very nice, and we got a lot of people out today, and I think the weather's contributing to that.
You mentioned state soccer. It moved to Eline. This is the first year in Milwaukee. How did that work out, moving the tournament from Madison to Milwaukee this year?
We actually had a great tournament at Eline Soccer Park in Milwaukee. Great soccer facility, and it'll only get better as we're there in the future. So it was a good move for us, and we're real excited to work with them.
You mentioned that this doesn't feel like football weather. It also doesn't seem like basketball season is just around the corner, but the boys and girls getting set to tip off what will be another exciting season, I imagine.
The girls already have one game under their belt. They opened up on Tuesday night. I had a chance to see a game, and we're ready, and here we go. So bring on the winter sports.
The tournament is at the Kohl Center. Will they be moving sites in future years, or is everything going to be set at the Kohl Center for the boys and girls the next couple of years?
Actually, this year we will play our girls tournament at the Alliant Energy Center for the first time in WIAA history, and we're real excited about that transition over there. And then in 2004-05, we're actually going to flip-flop our girls and boys season and start our boys season first and end with the girls state tournament in March. So we got some changes looking us in the eyes in basketball, but we're ready and we're excited, and wherever we play, it's probably one of the best shows you can find.
Well, hopefully no changes in the weather, at least right now. Deb, thanks for the time, and enjoy the rest of the day.
Thanks for being here.
We are at halftime of the Division 7 championship game. Regis leading Belmont 28-0. Back with more with highlights and stats right after this. Championship games of football action. Regis leading Belmont 28-0. Well, there are plenty of first half highlights. All of them for Regis, unfortunately, for the Belmont Braves. Let's show you some of the halftime highlights. It didn't take long for Regis to get on the scoreboard. Brady Murphy getting outside and into the end zone, giving a 6-0 lead to the Ramblers. Then it's Dustin Warren in the corner of the end zone. Looked like he almost got a foot in the corner of the end zone, but they kicked a field goal instead. The touchdown was not allowed. 9-0, Regis on top. Regis just kept it rolling with their ground attack, dominating the entire first half. That's Matt Wolf getting into the end zone up the gut. 16-0. Regis didn't let up. They were up 22-zip, and then just before the half added another touchdown to go up 28-0. And that's where we currently stand. Andrew Lorenz getting in the end zone there. Let's take a look at our Menards first half highlights. And as you might imagine, after looking at the highlights, these are our first half Menards stats. All Regis. First downs, they dominate. Rushing yards, passing yards, total yards, turnovers. Everything but the turnovers in Regis' favor, as is the scoreboard, the most important number. 28-0. Regis leads Belmont at the half of the Division 7 championship game. Back with the second half right after this short timeout. On a roll, only allowing 22 points the entire postseason. They've given up 28 already in the first half to Eau Claire Regis, a team averaging 37 points a game, and they've done nothing to stop that roll. They lead 28-0 at halftime of this Division 7 championship game. We'll be back with the second half action right after this quick timeout.
And Regis is up big. 28-0 here as we're ready to start the third quarter. Let's go down on the field to Rob Bogo standing by with Belmont head coach Scott Tolzman.
Thank you very much, Craig. And Coach, obviously not the start your team wanted to get off to, trailing 28-0 at halftime. What did you tell the kids? Because obviously there's still a half of football to play.
That's pretty much what we told them. We just got to look at it 0-0, start the game all over. When we came out flat, we just aren't executing. It's not like our team. It's somewhat embarrassing, but yet, you know, these kids played good all year, and it's nothing to be taken away. Regis is a good team.
You're a part of that to being a new experience, a new environment for these kids, not to mention an early wake-up call for this game.
The early wake-up call wasn't much. We've been here last year for Badger Classic. It just, being in a state tournament and playing first time is probably awestruck for them.
All right, thanks very much, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Let's send it back upstairs to Craig.
All right, Rob, thanks very much. You see Brady Books, who took a couple of big shots there in the first half, especially near the end of the first half, taking his warm-ups. I'm sure that Jamie, he welcomed that 15-minute break at halftime.
Yeah, that last time he carried that ball when they went for it on fourth down and he rolled out to the right. He took a shot at the end, took a little bit of time getting off the ground and needed some help once he got to the sideline. So I'm sure that halftime 15-minute break couldn't have come at a better time for him.
You see Chris O'Connell, the Regis head coach, as we take a look at our Alliant Energy key stats so far of this game. It's the average starting position. Belmont back at their 22 and Regis at the Belmont 48.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, that Belmont owned 22. They actually had a few drives well inside of their 10-yard line that had to start too. So, and they've made some mistakes when they get some momentum going. It's been tough going. Right there you see Matt Wolf. He's been killing them on offense. His offensive line's done a great job blocking for him, opening up some nice holes. Wolf's got some nice patience, and they put it together well.
All right, we're going to take a break and come back with the start of the third quarter when we come back. Second half, and Eau Claire Regis will get the ball, already leading in this contest 28-0 as the Belmont Braves will kick off with the wind at their backs. And John Wolf, who's had an outstanding day already, watches this one sail through the end zone. And so Eau Claire Regis will start at their own 20-yard line. And coming out to quarterback this squad again, number 4, Brett Olson, junior quarterback, who's led his team all season long to an unbeaten record, 13-0 coming in. And they are 24 minutes away from capping off a perfect season and a little redemption last year after losing the state football championship here in Division 7.
Yeah, it's always tough living with a bitter taste in your mouth after losing a game and having to wait a whole year to come back and play.
Pitch back, ball fumbled. And Murphy, who's back in the game after having some ice put on his shoulder there throughout the second quarter, fumbles at snap. Or the pitch, I should say.
Yeah, he just doesn't watch it all the way in. He's looking downfield before the ball's tucked away. And they've got what they want again. They got 2 lead blockers out there taking the edge. If he catches that ball, he might still be running.
Josh Buttress finally got in to tag him down there. Loss of 4. Inside Wolf. Takes that handoff and rumbles up to the 21. 3rd down and 9 for Eau Claire Regis here on their opening drive of the 3rd quarter.
Well, we haven't seen Regis in 3rd and long today, so it'll be interesting to see what they go to here. Are they going to run the ball? Are they going to pass the ball? They have 56 passing yards in the first half. 45 of those came on one play to John Wolf. So we still don't know how effective their passing game is because they haven't had to go to it.
3rd down conversions. Neither team has been successful yet. First 3rd and long, though, for the Ramblers.
Gone, it's gone, it's gone.
Olsen, incomplete. As he looks over and tries to find Dustin Warner, so it'll be 4th down for Eau Claire Regis. This will be the first punt of the day for the Ramblers. And Brett Olsen stays in and does the punting for Eau Claire Regis.
Ball's gone here. Ball's gone here.
Lovely punt. It takes a Belmont bounce all the way back to the 33-yard line. So the Braves, with wonderful field position, if my eyes and mine not deceiving me, this all seems like it was in the first half, only
Reverse.
the opposite teams. Yeah.
Well, that punt of 13 yards is going to definitely benefit Belmont. It's going to give them it's going to give them their best starting position of the day, best field position of the day on the 23-yard line, excuse me, the 34-yard line.
Brady Books out to quarterback, and head coach Scott Tolzman told our Rob Vogel at halftime, you know, they have to just come out and say it's 0-0. But here they fumble the ball. Recovered by Eau Claire Regis, and coming up with it, Kevin Crane. Boy, just when the Braves thought, you know what, maybe we could get something going here.
Yeah, watch this replay. It doesn't even look like the fullback's expecting to get the ball. He thinks he's just...
It's Golke.
Yeah.
It's like he ran into his own lineman and lost the ball. Ran into Brian Goldbrecht.
Something happened there.
Maybe didn't have his footing straight there, yeah.
Good here, Tom.
Recovery made by Kevin Crane. He'll stay in on the offensive line. 3rd turnover for Belmont. Flags come in again, just like some problems with that in the first half.
Yeah, this is going to be encroachment on Belmont. I hate this rule. This is, in high school, if they break the plane of the ball, whether they get back or not before the ball snaps, they call an encroachment or offside. That's a bad rule. It slows the game down, let them jump back. As long as there's not contact, who cares?
And there obviously no contact there, but thus the rule, penalty enforced, 1st down and 5 for Regis.
And that's 3 or 4 times now we've seen Belmont jump off sides.
Murphy. A whole lot of running room, but on 1st and 5, it sends up 2nd and short.
Yeah, Brett Olsen, number 4, the quarterback's done a good job all day long of using a hard count, drawing the Braves off sides. As I mentioned a few seconds ago, that's been 3 or 4 times now that they've picked up 5 yards for free.
Murphy goes out and Cornelier comes in. The Wolf brothers in the backfield. John gets the call. And ahead very close to a first down. He may mark him a bit short here. They mark him right at the 45, and I think he needed to cross the 45 to pick up the first down.
Well, John runs right into the back of his older brother, Matt, on this play. Matt's the lead blocker for him. John runs into him and has to stop in the hole before he cuts back and picks up a yard or two.
So who wins the argument there? Can't you get me another foot?
Yeah.
Can't you get another foot?
Do it on your own.
3rd and short. Olsen keeps it, and I don't think he got back to the line of scrimmage.
It's a broken play. Olsen turns to hand this ball, and there's nobody there. Lead blocker went the other way. Olsen turned one way. Watch the replay. 45 right there. He goes one way, Andrew Lorenz, and Olsen turned the other way. So
when he's the big fullback, he probably should have gotten the football in that case.
And it looks like Regis is going to go for it here, and 4th and inches, it looks like. 4th and about a foot.
See if the Braves defense can buckle up here and answer the call on 4th down. This time Wolf. And if he got it, it's going to be by the nose of the football, folks.
Well, and that's the play they wanted to run on the last play where they had the miscommunication.
It's going to be the spot of the ball. And they're going to bring the sticks in for measurement. I'm not sure. They barely marked that over, but I'm not sure if he needed to get maybe a full half yard. Chris O'Connell watches from the Regis sideline.
Larry?
Going to stretch him out. Oh, look at this.
The first down.
Yep. I don't know.
First down.
Yep. See, now our camera angle is not straight on, so it looked like he was short there, but
and you could kind of hear the officials too. It was like they didn't even know. The ball.
I mean, that's where you get out and get the magnifying glass out.
Yeah.
You got to get right over the top of the football. So 1st down for Regis at their own 45. Wolf, couple of yards.
Tackled by number 15, Elliott Colby. And number 62,
Regis just sticking to the ground game right now, just going to try to grind this out a little bit.
Yeah, keep the clock moving, not trying to rub it in at all. Belmont's defense has done a nice job, though, early here in the second half of holding Regis to shorter gains, the 2- and 3-yard gains versus the 10, 11, 12-yard gains that they were getting in the first half.
Olsen again, not sure if that was a broken play or intended for him to run with the football. Gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Looked like they were trying to run a little option here, but Jake Camps, number 89 for Belmont, gets some penetration up the line of scrimmage. Does a good job of wrapping them up.
Third and long once again for Regis. Second drive, the second half. Punted, came up with a fumble recovery. And this one is broken up by Paul Meir. His intended receiver down there. It's Dustin Warner, broken up by John Keys, excuse me.
Good protection up front. John Keys makes a nice play on the ball to break that up. Almost comes away with an interception.
I'm sure he was thinking about an interception and run to daylight.
Yeah, there was nobody to stop him if he comes down with that.
Olsen back to punt for Eau Claire Regis. He's standing at his 35. And this bad snap, he's going to get some time to get rid of the football anyway. And the liner is caught. Flag down, ball is down.
Foul high.
It's going to be a block in the back. They're going to march this back against Belmont. But
Keys
again,
battles inside.
The long snaps in the kicking game for Regis have really been the only thing they haven't been able to do right today.
And number
Claire
76,
Regis pointing towards Belmont for the flag. Our officials get things sorted out. And it is against the Braves for the block in the back. And Eau Claire Regis recovers the fumble, so they will keep the football and decline the penalty. There's the bad snap on the punt, but it all works out for Regis. They'll get the ball back when we come back.
Ready for winter with a Murray snow thrower from Menard.
Going out for Eau Claire Regis, they recovered the fumble on the punt return and have the ball
The 34-yard line of Belmont. Quick pass, and it is complete. And it goes to his big tight end there. And let's go down now to Rob Bogle on the sideline. Rob?
Well, Craig, for any of these teams playing for a state championship, it's a special experience, but especially so for assistant coach Chris Edwards from Eau Claire Regis. Edwards was called into service, military service, last winter and was served over in Iraq at the start of the war. But Edwards has been in the hospital at Walter Reed Hospital in Washington. He got a little help from the boosters from the Ramblers program to get a ticket to fly back here for today's game. Now, Edwards had stayed in contact with the team, calling at least once a week to provide a motivational message or word or two for the team to focus on. But, Craig, I think it's safe to say no words were necessary today. His presence alone spoke 1,000 words.
Oh, there's no question about that. Thanks a lot, Rob. Real nice story for us to share here to everyone in the state of Wisconsin during this football championships. And tell you what, they're making that ticket all worthwhile, the trip up here. Even if he is not at 100%, he's got to be feeling pretty good on the sideline right now. Regis up 28-0.
Ball's
Second and 9, going into the end zone. Great catch made, yes, down at the 1-yard line. And Dustin Warner makes the great catch. Coverage there by John Keys, but to no avail.
Good protection up front. Olsen throws a nice high pass. Warner runs under it, catches this with one hand.
One hand and John Keys all over his back.
Now that's almost the second circus catch we've seen him make. He bobbled one in the corner of the end zone that they called incomplete. And that one gives his team first and goal on the 1-yard line. Nice catch.
Eau Claire Regis airing it out. First and goal at the 1. Wolf denied getting into the end zone, but not by much. Belmont's defense has been pretty strong here in the second half. Ryan Klein in on the initial stop, number 88.
Yeah, the front seven for Belmont's really done a nice job here early in the second half of slowing down the running game for Regis. So what does Regis do? They go to the air and hurt him with a big play in the passing game. But on that last play, here we go. The Braves front seven did a nice job getting off the blocks and stopping Wolf short of the goal line.
Wolf tries it again, powers his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Eau Claire Regis.
In for the score.
Nothing fancy there. Probably your offensive lineman. All you need is a yard. He was not going to be denied.
Wolf's second touchdown of the day. He's over 100 yards rushing. It's his 22nd rushing attempt already in this game. And the extra point is good by Ryan Cornelia. 35-0 Eau Claire Regis. Great catch by Dustin Warner to set up that touchdown. See, Matt Wolf scored his second touchdown, giving Regis a 35-0 advantage. And now the kick. And the return for the Belmont Braves. Andy Backhop on the return. And Eau Claire Regis extends their lead now to 35-0 on the 1-yard touchdown run by Wolf. 5 plays, 34 yards. Then after a fumbled punt return And a couple of turnovers already for Belmont, and this one comes back to haunt them now, down 35 points, and now the 35-point rule comes in, and basically the clock continues to run, barring major injuries and scoring. So that works obviously against the Braves in this case, is that here now this play goes out of bounds, but the clock continues to run.
Yeah, I don't think anybody could have predicted coming into this game that Belmont would have struggled so much early with what Regis was doing offensively. Coming into today, Belmont had only given up, or the most points they had given up this season were 20. We're not even through the third quarter. It's 35-0 right now.
Ball's going here.
Looks back to pass. This one is complete. And over to John Keys on the reception, and a first down for the Braves. Again, here in a normal situation, a clock would stop, help a team that's down, but clock continues to roll. I think something else that that hurt the Braves early is the incompletions and going for, they didn't establish, the ground game couldn't get off, and they didn't establish a short passing game either to move those chains throughout the first quarter.
Yeah, they couldn't pick up a first down in the first quarter at all. It took them until late in the second quarter to get their first down. First down. This time they come back with a nice run, though.
Andy Bachkamp with the run of 9 yards. Second down and 1 at the 45 of Eau Claire Regis. Book straight back over the middle, and this one short as he's looking for John Keys, just thrown short.
You can see as the clock keeps rolling down that Belmont's also picked up the pace offensively. On first down, they picked up 9 yards. They had that incompletion on second, so they have a 3rd and 1 now.
And going nowhere right there. Maybe a yard loss for Gelke.
Nice stop by 68 Ryan Crane right there. Those offensive linemen, defensive linemen don't get their names mentioned too often, but this game is pretty obvious that the front seven for Regis has really dominated the Braves.
4th and 2, handoff, run, and first down for the Braves. And Gelke picks it up for Belmont, so their drive stays alive here with just over a minute to go in the 3rd quarter.
41-yard line.
First down and 10 at the 41-yard line of Eau Claire Regis. Book's pass is intercepted, and Brady Murphy's got it. A flag is down. He's got blockers ahead of him. Will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Eau Claire Regis.
Well, I think this touchdown is going to hold up because that flag's thrown in the area of offensive holding.
There is a flag on the field.
Unless the officials come back and say it's something else. That's going to be a touchdown.
52 orange. Before the ball was came up possession. Correct. 52. 52, Larry, tripping.
And you can hear the call will be against Belmont. Joel Ludowitz with the infraction for the Braves. The interception returned by Brady Murphy. And Eau Claire Regis continues to pile it up right now.
Yeah, and there's nobody home there. At least nobody for Belmont. That's just a big mistake by the quarterback. Nice job downfield blocking. Number 86 right there. Denny Berry picks up a decleater on about the 15-yard line.
69-yard interception return for the touchdown for Brady Murphy, and he already had 2 touchdowns rushing the football.
I think that Stinger's feeling better.
Yeah, feeling no pain now. And the extra point is good. That gives Regis a 42-0 advantage. And it looks like things are well decided here in Division 7. Coming up at 1 o'clock in Division 6 for the state football championship, St. Mary's Springs will battle Stratford, and we'll have it all for you right here on Fox Sports Net following our Division 7 championship Move on to Division 6. 4 games on today. 7, 6, 5, and 4, and then tomorrow 3 more. Starting at 10 in the morning again. We'll wrap it up with Division 1 championship at 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. 40 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Eau Claire Regis already with 3 WIAA state football championships. Now that association has been merged in with the WIAA, looking to state their case as a football power no matter what association they're in. Last year, of course, losing a tough one in the championship game here. They've gone unbeaten all year. 4 regular season shutouts, 1 in the playoffs, and they are shutting out the Braves right now. It's a pretty strong kick into a win.
Yeah, it was. That's the 3rd or 4th time we've seen him kick the ball through the end zone, not giving Belmont an opportunity to get a return.
Brady Books trots back out on the field for the Braves.
Belmont's just struggled to finish drives here. Every time they get a little momentum, get the chains moving, picking up first downs, they either make a mental mistake penalty-wise or they make a turnover. It's really held them back.
And another incompletion. Looking for Keys. Under 30 seconds to go here in the quarter. And the Braves obviously just looking to put something together to finish out something strong, get on the board.
Yeah, right now you don't want to do anything fancy. You just want to do something simple right and do it well. And Regis is giving them all they can take.
Andy Buckup knocked out of bounds, and that'll bring an end to the 3rd quarter. And this game has been all Eau Claire Regis. Brady Murphy on the interception return for a touchdown to put his club up by 42.
Regis shutting out Belmont, well on their way to their 6th shutout of the season, Regis, if this score holds up. Well, Belmont's not having the greatest of days, but Brady Books, their quarterback, who is the current Division III state high jump champ, has helped engineer quite a leap for this Braves program. Back in 1994, Books was in 3rd grade when he watched his brother Bo quarterback the Braves team that ended a 44-game losing streak for this program. Talk about a quick turnaround. The next year in '95, they won the conference title. Well, Brady is now the quarterback of the team. His brother Bo, we're told, is in the stands watching today. No doubt about it, Craig. Bo is proud of his little bro today, no matter what happens in this game.
Yeah, they're close, Rob, and Brady and Bo talked before each game, and you know, the talk afterwards will be one of you know, you played the way you had to play in this game. Things didn't go your way, but you played hard, took some knocks, and did your best to try to keep your team in this one and make everyone proud. That's just kind of the bottom line for Belmont right now. It's a tough one to absorb.
Yeah, coming into today, Belmont was 12-1, and again, I don't think anybody could have expected this. I think Regis just came out and jumped on top of him so quick before Belmont knew what was going on. You know, Regis had already put 22 points on the board. Unfortunately for Belmont, it's the first time coming here to Camp Randall for a state final game.
We're good, Tom.
They'll have an opportunity to get back, though.
Wolf takes the pitch, rolls left inside Braves territory, picks up a first down right near the 45-yard line. Regis continues to roll. I mean, that has just worked all day for Eau Claire Regis.
Yeah,
right or left.
Yeah, they're pulling linemen. There's Alex, 72, getting a nice block again. Wolf has the patience to just let the blocks develop and let his lineman get out in front of him. Once he sees an opening, he just hits it. Picks up 11 yards on first down.
Yep.
Pitch back. Murphy, lot of running room. And picks up another first down, brought down at the 30-yard line. You wonder if this may not be the last series for the starters for Eau Claire Regis out on the field, just to maybe put a cap to this and
Yeah, this
Let
is
some of the younger guys come in.
Yeah, this is one of those games where you'd love to see Regis throw everybody in. There's no sense keeping your starters in the whole game. 42-0, and there's a lot of time here in the fourth quarter. Like to see everybody, because everybody goes out to practice every day. You'd like to see everybody get an opportunity to play at Camp Randall today too.
Murphy breaks outside. Brought down near the 21-yard line. Another good pickup. How about Chris O'Connell there? He's got the short sleeves going. Part of the coaching staff does too. You know, you get up near 60 degrees. It's like an August opener.
Yeah, they played playoff games the last couple of weeks in colder weather than this.
No t-shirt.
I think he's got his golf clubs in the trunk in the parking lot too. So.
Now we see Murphy coming out, and it looks like maybe that shoulder gave him a problem again.
Yeah, there's no sense.
Looks like that right arm is just kind of laying down straight there. Now 2nd and 1. Inside handoff, this time to the fullback. That's Andrew Lorenz.
Well, this is just a simple trap play. They're going to pull the right guard, Ryan Crane, 68. When he pulls, he just runs over his man and creates that hole.
Now they're looking at Murphy again. Looks like they're going to loosen him up, take a look at that shoulder.
I still want to know what's in his head. We found out it's tape, but I want to know what it's covering.
There's John Murphy breaking to the outside.
And the Wolf family's had a pretty good day here too.
There'll be some celebrating at the Wolf household tonight. More ice for Murphy on that on top of that right shoulder. Second down and 7 from the 14-yard line. Again, the fullback, Lorenz, straight up the gut.
Yeah, he doesn't get a lot of carries, but when he does, he always gets positive yards. They've rewarded him a couple times for his nice blocks. The Wolf brothers, Brady Murphy, they've all had a lot of success running behind him. There you see the ice pack being put on Murphy.
Third down and 2 inside the 10. Cornelia took the snap, kept the ball, gets inside the 5 for the first down.
Cornelia's the kicker. Now he's in at backup quarterback. You know, and as I'm going down my stat sheets here, I'm not expecting to see a pass because there's only one person that's attempted a pass for Regis, and that's Brett Olson. So Cornelia's in. I think we might keep this on the ground.
There is Brett Olson. Two big backs giving each other a hug. Murphy and Olson. First and goal from the 3. Right up the middle. Touchdown Lorenz for Eau Claire Regis, but saw the flag come flying in. We'll have to wait on that call.
It's going to be an illegal formation. Only had 6 men on the line of scrimmage. You could hear that from the official's mic.
Illegal procedure is the call, and
you know, in college and pro that referees are mic'd and they obviously announce what the call is. We have an inside advantage here. You don't actually mic the referee to make the call, but we get the initial call right to him.
That'll work.
Yeah.
We'll take anything.
So no touchdown for Eau Claire Regis. Bolted back at the 8-yard line.
And Regis calls a timeout. So they will stop the clock for a timeout.
They do for timeouts. They do after scores and injuries. And We will also take a break with 5:37 to go here in the fourth quarter. First and goal at the 8, and a big lead here in the Division 7 championship. Cornelia serving as the backup quarterback here. Keeps it himself, stays in bounds. Bryant Gill, 5'11", 280 for the Belmont Braves. Makes the stop. Gain of only 1, so second and goal from the 7-yard line.
Tom, they got 12.
Clock continues to wind down here in the ball game. Another flag as Lorenz gets the call, gets into the end zone.
Yeah, it's coming back though. It's going to be the same flag they got penalized for in the last right before that timeout. It's going to be not enough guys on the line of scrimmage.
And it looks like they had a 12th man on the field.
12 guys.
What's Lorenz got to do? He says, you know, I've scored 2 touchdowns here.
This is a strong run.
Sure is.
Maybe it's because they got 12
guys. She has 12 guys on the field.
Right up the middle, breaking tackles at the line of scrimmage. There's another. Number 12 there from Belmont, Kevin Franz, ends up hitting Denny Berry in the back, but he's not carrying the ball.
That turns out to be a costly one all the way back to the 22-yard line. It's almost like a personal foul. This time Lorenz maybe a yard or 2 down to the 20-yard line. The WIAA High School Championship game is brought to you in part by Wendy's. Eat great and open late. Eau Claire Regis will be eating great after this game. You know that.
Yeah, the offense bus right back today.
Easy.
Again, Lorenz gets the call. The Braves defense tightens up a bit.
Yeah, Lorenz was hit
down
immediately as he got the ball. Well, Belmont's got nothing to hang their heads about. They had a great year. They came in here and were just a little overmatched early in the game, and before they knew it, it was out of reach.
A nice play by the defense there. Puts a good taste to their mouth as they drive back Cornelia on 4th down. Leading the way there is Kevin Franz. Going to timeout. We're coming back to Camp Randall in a moment.
Division 7 championship game, 42-0. Earlier, we brought you the story of assistant coach Chris Edwards. He joins us now. And Coach Edwards, first of all, congratulations. This has to be a fun afternoon. Worth the trip to get back here for this big game today.
Well, definitely, Rob. It's great to get out here and see the guys. I've only gotten to see them play on video all season, and get to give the pregame speech in the beginning, get them fired up. They really came out here and took care of business.
You mentioned you've had to go through so much to get here. You were over serving in Iraq. You've been injured. You've been in the hospital in Washington. Why was it so important for you to be here today to see this team playing in the championship game?
Well, as I talked to you earlier, I've got 13 years of coaching in here. I love these boys, and they love me, and I would do anything to be with them, especially on this day.
You got a chance to address the team before the game. You've given motivational speeches over the phone, given them a word to kind of motivate the team and focus on. What was your speech to the team before the game today?
Well, my speech to the team today, Rob, came from some players that at the beginning of the year, when we started the new weight program season, they said, Coach, we've got unfinished business. And when I got talking to them, I said, I've got 2 words for you guys, unfinished business. And they went and took care of it today.
Well, Coach, congratulations on what's been a great day. Thank you for your service to the country, and enjoy the rest of what's been a great morning so far.
And can I just say for all the guys, brothers, sisters, everybody over there in Iraq and Afghanistan, all around the world that's serving out, we appreciate the support from America.
Certainly, we echo that. Let's send it back upstairs to Craig.
All right, Rob and Chris, thanks very much. Really with Chris on that last sentiment, boy, it's nice to see him back and take part in watching a wonderful day for him, but we sure hope that no more casualties and we can bring some kind of a quick end to what's gone on overseas. It Doesn't look like it's going to be quick, but boy, with all the casualties, you just hate to see what's going on. Good to see Chris back here, though, that's for sure. 1:18 to go in our ball game here in Division 7, the first of 7 championship games here on Fox Sports Net. Eau Claire Regis will finish their season perfect, 14-0. Minute 18 away with a 42-0 lead over Belmont. There is Chris Edwards, and a lot of smiles over there on the Regis side. A lot of tears a year ago on this day.
Yeah, and a lot of those guys remember that. That's a bad feeling to have to go through a winter, a spring, a summer. You know, all you do is work and strive to get back here, and you do, and then you play like they have today. They just tried to get their head coach. They tried to get Chris O'Connell with a bucket. Didn't work. They missed.
See the celebration already underway for the Ramblers, and you saw Scott Tolzman on the Brave side. Who's to say his club won't be back next year? Who's to say they won't remember this loss and make it a goal to get back, have a strong season in 2004?
Well, they complete that pass to number 12, Kevin Franz. He's a senior. If Belmont's able to make it back next year, he's one of those guys that won't be. So it's unfortunate. Somebody's got to win and somebody's got to lose, but both teams have great seasons.
There's John Keys on the completion down to the 10-yard line. Clock continues to roll down to 46 seconds, but I believe a timeout called by Belmont. Division 6 championship game on the way. Stratford and St. Mary's Springs. 46 seconds to go. Belmont calls the timeout. They're at the 10-yard line of Eau Claire Regis. First down. From there, they can actually pick up a first down inside the 1-yard line, but their goal, get on the scoreboard.
Yeah, if you're Belmont, it's not going to help, but you'd love to get some points on the board here, so that's not a 0 up there. But Regis, on the other hand, they're getting reamed in their huddle because they don't want to give up the shutout, regardless of who's in there. The starters, the guys who back them up, doesn't matter.
Claire Regis has racked up 230 yards on the ground, really the story of the day. Wolf with 112 and a couple of touchdowns. Murphy been hurt twice, but had 87 yards and a couple of touchdowns on offense, and then returned a 69-yard pass interception for a touchdown as well.
Ball's gone!
Belmont pass by Books, incomplete. Looking for John Keys. Clock continues to roll here.
And Belmont's out of timeout, so they're going to have to go to hurry up.
Count him here.
12 men on the field for Regis.
Pass to the end zone, incomplete, as he was looking for Keys again. And a flag.
Well, because Belmont went to hurry up and they got up to the line of scrimmage and snapped the ball, it didn't give Regis enough time to get their guys off the field, so they caught him with 12 men on the field.
They called timeout too. Orange called timeout.
And you heard on our officials that are wearing the microphone here on Fox Sports Net broadcast that Belmont will call their final timeout. Looks like they had one left on the board. So they'll go over and huddle up. There's the timeout. And the penalty on Eau Claire Regis, and that'll move the ball up to the just inside the 6. That's where Belmont will have the ball and perhaps one, maybe 2 more shots at getting on the scoreboard here before this Division 7 championship game comes to an end. A lot of green and white in the stands from Eau Claire Regis. And over on Belmont's side, only an hour southwest of Madison, small community of 871. I would bet that town is very, very quiet right now. A lot of people making the drive up. Books going to try to run it in. Driven out of bounds, and as the clock continues to run, 10 seconds, they may not get another play off to try to get down the scoreboard. They're trying desperately. Regis needs to get a couple of their players out. And let's see if time expires. We have a flag down. Eau Claire Regis is coming out to celebrate.
The flag doesn't matter because the clock had already gotten down to 0 before.
So they wave off the flag, and this game is over. Eau Claire Regis has won the Division 7 state championship here for 2003, pitching the shutout over Belmont 42-0. We will take a timeout and have final thoughts for you in a moment here in the Division 7 championship game. Regis' celebration is underway. They have defeated Belmont 42-0 in the Division 7 state football championship here at Camp Randall Stadium. Our Hardy's player of the game, Brady Murphy, who did it on offense and on defense, rushing in early for one of his 2 touchdowns. Here's the second from short yardage, but a tough, hard run. Then he had the ice on the shoulder, came back,